The pink book set means one thing. Got a few rumours for you. Sorry. Just trying to sound a little bit fun. Why not? Anyway, first up, Adam Armstrong, the Blackburn Rovers striker. We were linked to him about a month ago, but Exodus employee confirmed in his podcast that we're looking at him in January. 23-year-old striker, one of the top goal scorers in the Championship last season. He's continued that form this season. His style of play slightly changed. I've watched a little bit of Blackburn, actually. Not too much, but enough. Last season he was scoring bangers, if you like. He scored a few decent long range strikes for Blackburn last season. Not this season. He's still got 13 and 13 for them though. But the fact that he's now scoring different types of goals is a good thing, right? I think it's a really good thing. He just takes a lot of shots, and this season his shooting accuracy is over 50%. So most of his shots are hitting the target as well. And so it's tick, 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 tick as far as I'm concerned. 23 years old. He's decent enough in the air too. I would love to see him at West Ham actually, but it's going to cost a little bit of money, isn't it? Something we don't have. How much? I don't know. There's not really been a price tag attached to his head yet, but you'd imagine you're looking around the 15 to 20 million pound mark. Blackburn they're not too far away from the playoffs right now, so you'd imagine they've got aspirations of trying to reach their playoffs. Is it realistic or not? I'm not too sure. I think it's an average enough Blackburn team in the Championship in what is a difficult league, but Armstrong's clearly the standout player in there as well, so he won't be the only potential club looking at him. But this is where you got to move fast. If he finishes the season as he has started it, every Premier League club will be looking at him, bar the top 3 or 4. But anyone like West Ham, so I don't know, is there any Premier League club that need to buy a striker? Crystal Palace maybe, if Batshuayi goes away, Jordan Ayew's getting on a bit, those types of clubs will also be looking at him. Do I think it'll happen? No. I don't think we can afford him, to be honest with you. I think it would cost quite a lot of money. And what's he going to do? Unless we shift Sebastian Haller, of course. Disclaimer. If Haller goes on transfer, we sell him, then I could see us going for him. Until that happens, I'm not so sure. We're not going to spend that much money and have him, Antonio and Sebastian Haller as our strikers. And do you know something? I don't think he'd come to West Ham if that was the situation. I think he'd wait. I think he'd be a bit like Ollie Watkins and try and find the right club in order to go to get first team football immediately. Why wouldn't you? It would make sense. But he'll be in the Premier League soon, I think, Adam Armstrong. I think this would be his last season in Championship, should he maintain this form in claret and blue. Fingers crossed. But I'll tell you what's interesting. I'll get on to another player we've been linked with, but we're still being linked with Dembele and Josh King. I'm not going to go into them. I've already spoken about them. But what's interesting is Blackburn will be hoping we sign Josh King. Not just because it stops us going after Adam Armstrong, but they've got a 20% sell-on clause attached to Josh King's head. So if Bournemouth get 5 million, 1 million of it goes to Blackburn Rovers. So they've got a double interest in us going after Adam Armstrong. They almost want us to go sign Josh King for 2 reasons. They keep the striker and they get paid for it. It's not bad, is it? Alex Kral, the Czech Republican midfielder. We're being linked with him. He's Thomas Souček's mate in the centre of the park for the Czech Republic. I've seen him recently because they played Scotland not too long ago, and he's hairy. He's got long hair, so he stands out. You always do that, don't you? If a player's got a obscure feature that's long hair is one of them, you tend to notice them a bit more. Didn't make too much of him, to be honest with you. I thought he was alright. I didn't pay particular attention to him because we weren't linked with him at the point. I was more looking at Souček when Scotland played them. But he's his teammate in there. We're being linked with him to sort of be backup for Rice and Thomas, and I think that's a good thing. I think we need cover for them too, because we've got a hefty run of games coming up. The chances of one of them getting injured is, they've got great injury records, Declan and Thomas. I think you can expect them to play 30 odd games a season barring a major injury. But what we're going to do, Snodgrass and Mark Noble, you'd imagine there's going to be some requirement for rotation in the next month with, what is it? Like I said, there was 8 games in 32 days or something West Ham have got after Villa. It's not easy, especially playing centre midfield. The formation we play and the way we play, there's a lot of running involved for those two in there. However, this is the January transfer window show, of course, so that means that he'd be arriving once the games are finished. But I do think it's good to see us being linked with players in the middle of the park. I don't know much about him. He plays in Russia. He plays for Spartak Moscow over in Russia. They signed him last year. They signed him last year for about 12 million euros. And they're wanting 18 million euros. It's about 15, 16 million quid to me and you. A reasonable fee, I guess, if he is good. But I don't know. I don't know if he's good. We're being linked with him. This is a transfer rumour show. It's a transfer rumour. The Athletic linked us to him a couple of days ago, so that's where the rumours come from. Anyway, the last transfer rumour I want to discuss, though, is Ryan Fredericks. A week or two ago, there was a couple of articles and rumours suggesting that we would be looking to offload Ryan Fredericks in the January transfer window. Obviously, with Sofal joining in summer and looking pretty solid, Ben Johnson waiting in the wings. It's not... I wouldn't say he's deemed surplus to requirements. I don't think it is. I think we're almost looking at him as someone that's maybe got a little bit of transfer value in him that we can move on without missing too much. I get it. I completely understand if we are trying to shift him. I think he's had a fantastic season this season. I think I've been very impressed with him when he played right wing back. I was obviously hesitant that his form wouldn't continue and he got injured, but while he was playing, I thought he was playing really good, but I don't trust him to maintain that form. I don't think he's a good Premier League full-back or wing-back, whatever. I think he's okay going forward and okay defensively, and that's it. He's had 1 or 2 really good games for us, but not enough. He's normally 5 or 6 out of 10 every week, sometimes a 7, once or twice, maybe an 8. He's not quite the standard we're looking for. I think he's a decent backup option if you want. But given how poor we are, I don't think we can afford to have almost backup options. We've got our first 11 and that's it. But when we've got Ben Johnson, I think we've almost got the replacement for Ryan Fredericks there. Again, Sofal's not just his form though, but the way his fitness, his injury record's pretty solid as well. And you saw David Moyes' comment this week about how he would almost like us to be able to switch to 4 at the back should we need to. And I thought that was an interesting thing to say, actually. And I don't want to see Ryan Fredericks at right back, if I'm honest with you. I think that's when he gets defensively exposed massively. I think part of the reason he looked better this season is because he was playing in that wing back role. I think it suits him, a bit like Masuaku, it suits him with less defensive responsibilities. You can use his pace a bit more. And I think if Moyes is looking to go a back 4, he's probably looking at Sofal thinking he's perfect for that role. And I agree with that. I think Sofal looks like a fantastic right back compared to a decent right wing back. Whereas he's looking at Fredericks thinking, you're decent enough wing back, but not quite good enough at full back. And that's not good enough for the standard we want to set. Because in the same breath of, he was speaking about how he wants to sort of qualify and push on for European football, West Ham, with an Everton style project. And if he is going to do that, and I hope he is, that's where he's got to look at his squad and decide who is going to make it and who's not going to make it into that squad in 2-3 seasons' time. And I'd be surprised if he looked at Ryan Fredericks and said, that guy's going to be with me in 2-3 seasons' time. I think he would have done the other side, which is he's not quite good enough. Anyway, that's it. That's the transfer rumours, really. The Adam Armstrong's the biggest one, the biggest name, if you like. And then we've got Alex Kral, the Czech Republican midfielder. There's a few people that watch this that are Czech Republican or into the Russian football, so if you've got anything you can tell me about him, that would be much appreciated. I'll have a little read of the comments. And then Ryan Fredericks on his way out. The other two was, like I said, was Dumbelli of Lyon and Josh King of Bournemouth. We've touched on them plenty times and I don't want to do it again. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll catch you in a bit.